So happy Thanksgiving, everybody. We've decided to use up all our apples and cut them up into pieces and put them in this Pyrex baking dish. And now we're going to make a biscuit crumble for the top. We're not using a pie shell this year. Decided to make it more like an apple cobbler. And we tossed these apples in cinnamon sugar and then added more cinnamon and a little more sugar on top. And I did add a can of apple pie filling because there's some pectin in there. And I just wanted to boost the flavor and fill the pan a little bit more. And now we're going to make that crumble for the top. And it turns out that for something this large, the 9 by 13, we want 2 to 3 cups Bisquick and 8 to 10 tablespoons of brown sugar. And then we'll be cutting in the cold butter. And for something that has this much Bisquick, 2 to 3 cups, we'll be using 9 to 10 tablespoons of cold butter. All right. So that means we're going to need another stick of butter, I think.
Yeah.
Okay. Looking real good.
Did that look like enough? Those 2 applications of
Brown sugar. It looks like a lot to me.
I think so.
It has a great color and a great smell. Looking real good. Well, we want to wish everybody a very happy Thanksgiving, whether it's turkey or ham or tacos. Doesn't matter, as long as you're together and spending time, having fun. I know we are. We're cooking together. We'll have people over. They'll bring their sides. Someone's bringing glazed carrots, and another person is making ponzu vegetables with cauliflower and sesame seeds. So there'll be ham and roast potatoes. So any way you slice it, it's going to be a very happy Thanksgiving. Earlier, we tried to make some apple rings, and we'll show you what that looks like later. We used some puff pastry and wrapped them around, slices of puff pastry, around some apple slices that were peeled and cored. And we're going to bake those up too. But if you don't have a lot of pie crust or pastry, you can go this route and use up all your apples and still satisfy the whole crowd. So once this goes in to the oven, at what temperature and for how long would that be, you think?
I don't know. I'm going to guess 30 to 45 minutes.
All right.
But I know we're kind of making this recipe on the fly, so I'm not positive about that. But, we're going to smell it. We're going to look at it as it's cooking.
It'll get bubbly. The juices, the natural apple juice will come out as it bakes, and it'll sort of self-baste in a way. And the sugar and the brown sugar, they'll caramelize. And what you see right now is Mom cutting the butter pats, cold butter, into the Bisquick. The same as you would if you were cutting it into flour and making your own pie crust. So it's a similar deal here. It's almost looking like you're going to have enough right here. What do you think?
Well, it's calling for 1 more tablespoon of butter. I might go ahead and give that. You don't want to skimp on the sugar and the fat. I mean, you're supposed to, but we don't want to.
But it's Thanksgiving,
yeah.
So we might just, stay gold.
Yes.
Okay. And it's already smelling really good in this house, so.
We might go the Julia Child's route.
I see.
We got heavy cream in the refrigerator. And real butter being cut up in the crumble. Because there's nothing like the real stuff.
That's true. That's for sure. And you can make apple pie or apple goodness any way you please.
And this is, as I suspected, too small a bowl.
Okay.
Should have,
A larger mixing bowl, let's say?
Yes.
Okay.
It's like when you think to yourself, hey, this baby's going to be able to crawl out of this crib soon. If you think that, the baby can already crawl out. If you think to yourself, maybe this is too small a bowl, it is.
Take your own hint, huh?
Yes.
All right. Sounds good. So what do you say? How small should those pieces be?
Well, they should probably be a little smaller, but I'm either going to have to switch bowls or go with it.
And sometimes you can use a fork. Isn't that right?
You can, yes.
You can use a couple of butter knives or a couple of forks. And when you use the forks, they get smaller. The crumbles will get smaller. I don't know if I want crumbles that are too small. But you want the Bisquick or the flour, whatever medium you're using or product you're using, to stick to the fat, to the butter. Thus, the creation of crumbles. Is that right?
Well, yes, I think so. I don't know. I mean, I know when you're making pie crust, the pieces of fat, butter, or shortening, or whatever you're using, they're what's going to make the layers of the flakiness. A crumble like this, I'm not positive.
Oh my gosh. I kind of just want to eat it like that.
We're still supposed to be putting in 1 more tablespoon. So maybe I better go get that.
Well, once this comes out of the oven, because we're just going to put this on top, no mixing. We're going to layer this Bisquick mixture right on top of the apples and the cinnamon and the sugar, and get that into the oven. And we'll show you what that looks like when it's done.